completed a small grant project for Can Cluster called Give Yourself a Voice, which was designed about a year ago, went on the ground around about 7 or 8 months ago, and was completed just a few weeks ago. The idea was to tackle 4 different areas and to use a cross-border partner to bring young people together who were in mixed groups, Protestant and Catholic groups, tackling issues together as mixed groups, discussing issues. The idea was to do that through 5 workshops, 2 of which were issue tackling, where we used analysis of existing songs like Sunday Bloody Sunday, The Island by Paul Brady, and Alternative Ulster by Stiff Little Fingers, along with an expert in dealing with peace and reconciliation matters with young people, who used flags and emblems and cards to try and get people to find out what they thought, what opinions they had on different things, and to encourage them to air those opinions. Those 2 sessions worked very, very well. In every case, we filled the board with ideas and with discussion topics from the young people. There were 2 3-hour sessions. They were followed then by 3 6-hour sessions, which took place at weekends, in which case we brought the young people together as a mixed group in each of the 4 areas, and they wrote and recorded 2 of their own songs. We ended up therefore with an 8-track album, and the groups involved were Carrickfergus, Bonmore, which is in the Newton Abbey area, Barron Hall and Monkstown, also Spring Farm, and then the Donegal Youth Service, which was a partner in Donegal. We ended up with an 8-track album. We brought the kids together for a concert, and they performed in front of an audience of around about 150, and they performed all 8 tracks, and it was a wonderful, wonderful experience.
You'll never see in America this flag was up overnight on a lamppost. Because you ever see the army. What did he say? Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe.
St. George's
the exit is easier than that. No.
I actually got told that upside down.
The flags and emblems sessions really got the discussions going with the young people. They were able to look at the Ulster flag, the tricolor, flags of the worlds. He encouraged them to actually design their own flag, a flag for them, what was important to them, whether it was their family, whether it was their cat or dog, whether it was their friends, whether it was their interests at school, or whatever happens to be. And they all had very, very strong opinions on that. They coloured them in and they drew their own flag. Then they had to represent that flag to everybody else. So that they had an idea.
Would that be more acceptable than that in a Protestant estate? 1916 song.
Yes.
This type of murals they're trying to get rid of for Northern Ireland. They're trying to put them into things like from the war, or you've heard of Geordie Best. You've heard of one there talking about the mythical law.
We had emblems then, St. Patrick. We had to identify whether St. Patrick was a Protestant or a Catholic, or in the middle, the Queen, the claddering, lots and lots of symbols that we associate with politics, with culture on both sides. They analysed those, they thought about those, and this gave us a lot of ammunition which they were able to we were able to use to get them to write the song.
Finding out about other people's religions and cultures and different flags.
It's great meeting new people. We were learning about both sides of our things that we didn't know about being Catholics and things we didn't know about Protestants, and it's great to learn about both of them. Learned so much about both of them, and the differences between the two and the similarities, and there are so many.
It's so different because we're trying to overcome that. We're trying to, get the past and set a future. At the same time, your past always shapes your future.
Just getting to know more people, and when everybody knows what we're trying to do, maybe it'll help the community better.
And have you asked anybody what
I
relates to
didn't
the
know
RT?
about, but some of the flags I did know about, and when I found out the actual proper, because lots of different stories about it, and I actually found the real.
Theory, I learned a lot about religion as well. Like, I thought I knew all about it myself, but really I didn't know
When they ease them into it, a lot of them have preconceived ideas about what it was going to be like. They thought we were going to have to talk about, directly into paramilitaries and directly into conflict, and some of them hadn't experienced it. They've only got what they've been told before, and so it was kind of a nice way to ease them in and get them to think about their identity and stuff that had gone on without taking them out of that little comfort zone.
They
So it's kind of a good little
gained a lot of trust.
Gently kind of
They know now that there isn't any difference between the Catholic community, the Protestant community, but we still have a long way to go. Some of the kids, especially the younger ones from the White Abbey group, I think they got an awful lot out of it, especially the two wee brother and sister, Daniel and Shauna. When they first came to us, they wouldn't have spoken. And now, I mean, you see what they have achieved through this.
Songwriting process was really exciting because we were getting to almost entirely a group of kids who did not actually play any musical instruments or have any experience of music. We were going to try and get them to write 2 songs and record those songs in their entirety in 3 6-hour sessions. We did this 2 ways. One was the lyrics way, where we tried to get them to write their messages in the chorus of the song, their storylines through the verses of the song, where they tackle issues of maybe boy and girl in a mixed relationship, or maybe playing sport and not being made to feel welcome in different parts of the estate or whatever. They tackled those issues. They agreed a form of words. They wrote those words. They rehearsed those words in the terms of the verses and the choruses, and we recorded them. But they also wrote the music. They used a system that we've devised called the Nashville Number System to allow them to write the chords of the tune. Everything is defined from the major scale. Everything is defined from major scale. So I'm just going to talk major scale straight up. Even if you're as bad as they are, the C, the sound as good as now. So it goes on to the next one. Okay. Very, very, very quickly, everything is defined from the major scale. So as a result, we assign numbers to the major scale. And another one. And another one. And another one. And another one. Okay. Now. Break this up after this bit, actually, now. They are called major, which means so that's a major chord here. At their disposal just happened to be John Wilson, Rory Gallagher and Tastes drummer, Van Morrison's bass player, Nicky Scott, and PRS guitars and Dorsey, Simon McBride, 3 of the best musicians in Ireland. So those guys were actually forming the band, and they were at the beck and call of the kids, who then called out the numbers. The guys played the numbers, the guys played the song for the kids, and within the space of 5 or 6 hours, the kids had written the chords and the structure of the song. The kids had written the words, and the words were so amazingly powerful. They recorded them singing, and within a short period of time they received
You've got E, G, B, playing a different order again. You got the open your back underneath the guitar and the
Some of the songs were extremely shocking in their frankness. For example, the Spring Farm group decided that as part of their verse in one of their songs they would tackle the issue of the policeman who played GAA as an Irish language speaker that was blown up and lost a leg, had to retire from the force, who was from their area. It happened within the last year or so, and I remember some of the lyrics they wrote was then there was the policeman who played the GAA, an Irish language speaker. He was blown up that day, all because he tried to unite us in that way. It's time to stop this. Okay, that's because we're looking to write a song of 3 minutes 40 seconds or less. If that's the case, the verse is really closely related to the intro, if the chorus is really closely related to the outro, and if you've got a pre-chorus or a bridge, the solo of the instrumental section or breakdown is usually over one of those existing elements, because once you introduce a fourth or a fifth set of chords in 3 minutes and 40 seconds,